Hello everyone and welcome back to Microsoft Dogs. Today is Trainer and Training. Let's get started.
Oh, hi. I was just practicing my whistle. It comes in handy when you've got a dog. I got one a few months ago, and basically it's changed my life. My friend Steve says I've turned into a dog nerd, but he's pretty immature. I mean, if it's not baseball or rap music, he doesn't see the point. The point is, a dog's a dog. If you don't want to end up living in a kennel, you've got to teach it your house rules. Click my picture up in the corner, and I'll give you some tips. Tip number 1. A dog is basically a wolf that's been hanging around with humans for a few thousand years. So if you let it do what comes naturally, it'll do wolf stuff. Like, say your folks are gonna barbecue, and they leave the chicken sitting out where the dog can get it. The dog is gonna steal the chicken. Your mom and dad are gonna be furious, and your dog won't have a clue why they're upset. The dog's a hunter, and he just scored big time. Wolf stuff. The good news is, wolves live in packs, and a pack is like a family. So when a dog moves in with you, it's like you just adopted it into your pack. A dog is perfectly willing to do what the leader of the pack expects. It wants to make you happy. That's kind of the basis of all dog training. I never thought of myself as a top dog before, but I've been learning. Think of your dog as a foreign exchange student. It's a culture clash thing. It sees a car speeding by. It thinks, oh, here goes a funny-looking green gazelle, something that might be good for dinner. You've got to make your dog understand that in your culture, you don't chase cars, or you end up being roadkill. Fortunately, dogs are really smart. They don't do fractions, but they can learn to do some amazing stuff. I mean, blind people trust guide dogs with their lives, and I'm not just talking about crossing a busy street. Blind guys go skiing with their dogs. Dogs help electricians do wiring. They find bombs. When they had that big earthquake over in Japan, it was dogs who helped find people buried in the rubble. Portuguese water dogs, like my dog, Portia, used to work on fishing boats. They were born to swim. They even have these webs between their toes, kind of like ducks. These dogs could put out nets and then herd fish into them. If a big one got away, no problem. They'd retrieve it. If it got foggy, they'd act like radar. Now that's smart. And dogs in movies? Sure, the scripts make them look good, but basically, they really do a lot of what you see on the screen. The thing is, their trainers break down those complicated routines into a bunch of simple steps, and the dog learns to do it one step at a time. Now don't tell my little sister, but the first time I saw Old Yeller, I cried my brains out.
Okay, so we're not gonna do that video because I don't want to risk this being blocked in some countries by whoever, owns the rights to wherever the scene comes from.
The trick is, whether you want to teach a dog to sit or to skydive, you use the same basic cycle. Example, reward, repetition, correction. Example, reward, repetition, correction. Dogs love praise. Hey, I pitch better when the coach says I'm an ace than when he yells at me. Same thing with dogs. The other thing is, you should never punish a dog unless you catch it in the act. 90 seconds after it digs up the geraniums, it's forgotten the whole thing. So if you start yelling, it just thinks you're insane. The other big thing is, be consistent. Like, don't laugh when your dog jumps up sometimes and yell at it at other times, or it's only going to get confused. It's like when your parents tell you you have to get 8 hours of sleep, and they also tell you you have to get all your homework done before you go to bed. So which rule do you follow? Dogs hate mixed messages as much as kids do. Look, it's almost time for baseball practice, and I've got to take Portia for a walk before I go. But here's some stuff you ought to think about getting, especially the crate. It's like giving your dog its own room, and it really helps when you're teaching your dog the bathroom stuff. Nobody does their business in their own room. Hey, gotta go. And about training your dog, hang in there. It's definitely worth the hassle. Remember, a trained dog is a happy dog. Got that? Hey, Portia, come on, girl. Good girl. Maybe we'll see you at a dog show one of these days. The way Portia's going, I'm thinking of entering her. If you want to explore on your own, click on the Contents button. Click my picture if you want to take another guided tour.
Yeah, before we finish up, just want to show you the kind I had. Yeah, same color as my Casey. I really miss him. Anyway, I'm Brian Croydragon signing out. Stay straight.